All right, I got something to talk about. I just posted one video right now, but it took me. I couldn't come up with any content. You may have thought that I was just done with YouTube, that I had hit writer's block, that I couldn't do it anymore. But I came up with an idea, and I want to talk about gangs. But more than that, really, I just start off with the whole gang thing. Maybe talk about it a little bit, move on. What I want to talk about was okay. So you have people who join gangs very young. You have people who are in big gangs or small gangs, whatever they're in, right? And you have people who don't even call anything a gang. They got people in their life, let's say 20 or 30 people. They got a whole posse. They don't call themselves a gang, but they got a whole posse, okay? And they do their thing or whatever they do, right? Now, for me, when it comes to my life, to me, it's important. It's good, actually, to want certain people in my life. Not only want them in my life, but they want to be in my life. And they may be coming from a different life or whatever they do for me. But having them in my life is important. And I mean, it could start as low as like a number of like 5 to 10 people, and it could turn into like hundreds of people for somebody like me. I'm not dissing anybody there. Don't try. I'm not trying to diss anybody. I made it to the 1%, which I really wanted to do, and I think that's great to be a 1%er. And I am a little older now, so I feel a little bit more mature. Like I might be making better decisions in my life now versus earlier. But again, so this is about the people in my life. Also, I mean, it's good to sometimes remove people from your life or from my life. To me, it's good to remove some people. I'm actually quite glad to remove. But at the same time, I mean, if people will come into your life or using you, and now you actually have a life, it's good because you get to kick them the fuck out, get rid of them. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know. Maybe I'm very mean. That may sound very mean, but the thing is, that's how I've always been. And if someone's a piece of shit, and I mean, dude, like, if you're a piece of shit, I mean, what do you want me to say? I don't fucking want you in my life if you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I gotta call you a piece of shit. I'm not even calling anybody's name, but if you're a piece of shit, I don't even fucking want you in my life. That's all it is. But anyways, it's important to have a life. I lived as a shadow, so my past means nothing. Or I wouldn't say it means nothing, but it doesn't mean as much that, this person, that. I don't need any of that. I don't live with any of that. I'm more able than I was when I was a kid. And that's how I managed to get to this point, is that I am more able and I see things clearer. I understand things better, and I almost feel things sometimes, and that's how I understand it too. But I like the direction I'm going in. I've already, it's like I've already built it. You know what I mean? I've already built the life up. The life is already there and it's built, and I have a lot of people now in my life that actually want in my life. I got a lot of people in my life, and I'll say a lot, but to me that's a good thing. To me that's a good thing. I feel like I can manage it. It's people who are too obsessed with the specifics that don't want a larger life, and it's harder for them to manage because they're always in a different mode, and they're not really following anything systemically. Versus when you do everything together and it's all making sense, and you know that you're consciously trying to do the right things and you're making sense with what you're doing, it makes it easier to balance a larger life. But I have no doubt in my mind, after everything I've been through in my life, that I am ready to go on to bigger and better things, including people in my life. As I built myself, I've done things that made me understand things and build on myself. and building on myself, helps me to relate to the different types of people that I will have in my life. And that's the way that life works. But there's one thing I want to say. I never felt like I was born without anything. As in who I was in the flesh and everything. I always felt like I didn't have anything that I was like, I wish it was like this, I wish it was like that. I was always like, you know what, I'm quite content with myself. I may not be up there on fucking billboards, which is fine. But I'm content with what I am. Number one, and number two, I didn't like the state that my life was in. Right, but you're a baby and you're living like a shadow, not gonna grow, blah blah blah. But I wasn't happy with the way my life was. So what did I do? I tried this, I tried that, I kept going, I didn't give up. I kept going, and eventually I reached this point, which is really good because the thing I wasn't your dumbest kid, and to be able to grow naturally and everything, and be a part of society, it's just bringing out the best in me, which is a good thing. But I've been through so much, man. I've been through so much and I have a lot of maturity to me. To the point that I can deal with a very large life. I can deal with a larger life. I can deal with lots of people in my life, whether they are family, or family, whatever they are, whether they're friends, whether they have to do business with me, or whether we are just like in each other's lives, even though we come from different areas and different backgrounds. The fact that we are the fact that we have something similar to ourselves, that I can be in their life, they can be in my life, even to the point that I could be in a posse. You know what I mean? When you're in a posse, it doesn't really matter if this person's doing that and that person's doing this. You have something in common, and you guys hang out together, and you're a posse, right? And then when you hang out with your friends, you're some friends hanging out. And then you have people you work with, you have business relationships, you have relationships. I would have relationships in all kinds of areas of life. And believe me, I know that at least 60% of people, if they were to enlarge their lives, they would lose their heads. They couldn't handle. I know that at least 60% of people could not handle having larger lives. I know that for sure. But the point is that, it may even be like a similar interest that we have, or some similarities that we have, being in the same organization, or being in some kind of similar organization, or having something in similar that we do, or whatnot. And it doesn't just have to be one person in my life and I'm in their life. It could be like more than one person who's in this area, and we're fucking with each other. And it doesn't just have to be me and them one-on-one. It could be like, like 6 of us get together here. Maybe one person gets together here. 5 of us get together. 30 of us get together. 12 of us get together here. 20 of us get together here. 30 of us have aspirations that have to do with business, for example. I got a contact that I enjoy having in the police. I have a contact I enjoy having in the government. You know what I mean? Like that I can really respect. I didn't realize, I'll be honest with you, until I went to court, for that bank robbery, I didn't realize how much respect that I carry. I mean, judges are supposed to be held to a high standard. Not all of them are really held to that standard. Some of them are idiots. Most judges are held to a high standard of ethics, and they're held to a high standard by their communities. They're held to a high standard by their countries, by their cities, by people around them, by everyone that they know. Judges do hold themselves to a high standard, and when they see somebody who has legit integrity or genuine integrity, you can see it on their face. And it's like they look at you and they go, what a fucking prime example of a human being. I'm not joking, and when they well, most people can't even tell the difference because they say hi to everybody, but I can kind of catch it. I look at them and I go, you respect me for my integrity. There were times when I would think about doing crimes and I'd be like, how am I going to explain it to the judge? I was already, when I was like really young, like 13, 14, I used to think, if I did this, how would I explain it to the judge when I stand in front of the judge? What would I say? You know what I mean? So that's one of the things. But the point is, anyways, I would like to have. I already got that going on. I got contacts internationally, locally, here, there, everywhere. I've also X'd people out. So where I wanted to break connections or break it off with people, I've tried to X out those relationships. Done my best to try to X out those relationships. Done a good job about it. But I do feel like I have contacts in a lot of, not everywhere, not most places, but I do have contacts in enough places that I would say that I have a diverse thing going on, and it is a bigger thing. It's understood. And when I put it in the grand picture, I'm not putting in, oh, me specifically, them specifically, him. It's not like that. We are existing within our lives, and we have reason to do so, and that puts us in a much bigger picture. If I'm in the top 1%, especially, it puts me in the bigger picture overall, like in the world. And just because they're involved doesn't mean that other people aren't, and other parts of the world can be involved in some way, in some kind of collaboration that works. Yes, you may have lost faith in me. You may have become frustrated with me when I was living in the shadows. But I think you would have a better bet. And I'm not asking you to invest money in me or anything. I'm just saying if you wanted to like I want you to, you want to be, and we have a good thing, good proposition. And I'm not looking to make actual business deals, but even if you were to collaborate indirectly in some way, we may be able to understand each other a bit better as of this point. And it may be something that could bring a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of positivity overall. So that's it. I'm very happy with this video. I'm going to post this up.